All right, I'm ready whenever.
Okay, we are live. Hey, everybody,
Uh,
welcome to Nerd Night Roundtable. With me tonight, we got
die.
Gorilla's Random Thoughts, Sci-Fi Sis Dan, and Admiral Tig. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, after seeing those, what's a friendly word? What are we supposed to call them now? Mentally deficient Americans driving down in Spirit Lake today. I do not feel one bit bad about the way my driving was the other day.
I had a strange experience the other night. I hung out with my members. That was really cool. But then after that, I watched some strange broadcast. I think came from Romulus. Their praetor is some strange woman. Then I edited for like 4 hours, and I nailed my take on the Star Trek show that we do on Saturdays. And then my computer froze up, saving it, rendering it, and I had to start again. It was great.
Oh, that
So
sucks.
6.5 hours of editing. Please check out my upload for Breaking the Ice. The second edit was so much better because I was angry.
Yeah, that was a good stream.
It was a
But,
really good stream. It was hard to get it down to an hour, actually. Everybody had good stuff to say. You had a lot of good stuff. You were verbose for you.
And let's see who we got in the chat. Hey, Mikey. Let's see, on
What
panel,
up,
on panel, on
MFS?
panel. And Boomer. Howdy.
Hey, Boomer. Hey, Mikey.
Going on, Boomer?
Oh, Mikey or Boomer didn't go the. Hey, hello.
Oh, yeah, that's odd for Boomer. But guess we can start with they released a trailer for that animated Lord of the Rings movie. Anyone see that?
I saw enough of it.
Hey,
I saw enough of it.
are you talking about the Ride of the Rohirrim?
Yeah.
I am generally interested. I'm curious. I am gonna watch it there
Probably gonna watch
because what? Because well, Lord of the Rings did a breakdown of the trailer.
I was definitely frightened by the fact that for about a minute we just showed stuff from the original trilogy that he made. And then what I did see of the animation, stylistically it's designed to be that way, and you can undo it to a certain extent, but they may have gone a bit too far in a few places.
Yeah. To me, it reminded me of the Netflix Castlevania animation. Not quite up to par for where you want in theaters.
What's messed up is that the people are saying, anime is not the medium for Lord of the Rings. The first two gateway Lord of the Rings things that we got were, I don't know if you consider them anime stylistically, but they're Hanna-Barbera Japanese rendered, 1970s cartoons, which I'm sure a lot of the people here, or at least Germ, for sure on the panel, and a lot of you out there have seen. So, like, that was actually our introduction to Tolkien was via Japanese animation. And it looks like that the hardcore grinding out manufacturing of Tolkien is going to take the form of Japanese animation. It's like he's just becoming another manufactured good. These books will be subverted and destroyed by the end of season 2 of Rings of Power. If anyone really bothers paying attention to it, I don't know how many people are going to read books anymore.
Unfortunately.
Well, it'll probably be the audiobook option, probably only if they're lucky to find an audiobook.
Yeah, there's always that option. But that doesn't quite
I
equal
feel there's
the
been brand,
actually
there's
reading
been,
the words.
There's brand busting too going on and brand dilution. So were you to buy an Audible book of Lord of the Rings, you might have to really look. I would really look at it closely to make sure that it's not a fake piece of ring lore produced by the Rings of Power people. They couldn't make any money, so what they did was they just filled the air with confusion. So I mean, there's some fake, real looking stuff out there from them, just as there's some fake, real looking Star Trek merch from the New Trek people. Like, they kind of converted back to stuff that looked passingly like the old Star Trek stuff.
Hey,
Hey,
Mikey.
Mikey.
Hey,
Hey
Mikey.
guys. Hey,
So, Mikey,
what's up? Yeah,
so how did you join up?
I'm sorry, Dan. Try that again.
So how did you join the panel? Did you go by my link on my cross stream, or did you try to find an alternative means?
No, I went through Elon Muskrat's X-ray.
Mm.
I'll just say that. Thanks, Germ.
Well, in that case, I could go ahead and remove the StreamYard's link on my cross stream to not
Yeah,
have
go ahead and do
spammers.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yes,
removed.
thank you for letting me know. Well, you can always go through Facebook with me too. You know how, but anyway, it's fine.
Congratulations on getting your computer back.
Thank the Lord.
He's
Yes.
still alive. He's alive.
Yeah, well, what's with
Hey,
And
critically,
hello,
what's going
critically
on?
thinking and drinking.
critically thinking.
Hey
Hey,
there.
I like his Val. I like his Val Kilmer Doc Holiday. Wow, he's got that going on.
Hey, what's
Chris-
up with South Park putting up all these TV movies?
Oh yeah, I've heard
There's
about that.
nowhere.
That's
There's really nowhere else to put them, I guess.
I don't know. They
Right.
just came out with another one.
oh
The Star
shit.
Trek movie is allegedly coming out that way.
Yeah, that it's unfortunately South Park's near the end, I think.
Yeah.
Well, let's
And-
be honest here. Somebody is living in like Tahiti, and their neighbor's like, "So what did you do?" And it's like, "Oh, me? I was a broker. What did you do?" It's like, "Oh, I wrote dick jokes for 30 years for." I mean, somebody can say that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
retired to my own island, and I wrote dick jokes and nothing else for 30 fucking years. And the other guy's like, I slaved away on Wall Street.
I will say this: South Park will probably never go away as long as there's pop culture or other stuff to parody, unless they did already.
No,
They themselves have too much integrity to keep going.
I don't know. They might
Hey,
sell
Lemon.
out. They could eventually
Hey,
sell
Lemon.
out.
Sir Lemonade.
About the time you say that's about the time they sell out.
Yeah,
Well, everyone has
I
their
think they're gonna
price.
sell out.
I can't see them doing it. I just can't see them, of all people, doing it. Okay, and how do you sell that out? Like, what do you do? It's like, hi, welcome to Disneyland. You're gonna respect my authority. I mean, well, come on. What is it marketable for?
Oh, it's not marketable.
Big salty
just
balls?
No, it's not
But,
that they're buying the
Paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount will give those two a big fat check to have all the rights to themselves, and not realize that the franchise is at death's door.
No, what it is they're not going to buy it out to continue it. They're going to buy it out to end it.
Yeah, to hide it.
What's the only thing keeping them
Protect the woke.
alive?
Mm.
It's life,
Well,
just
I
not
never
as we know it.
understood that about those guys over there with South Park. Well, I mean, what's keeping the Simpsons alive? Just because they can predict something every 4 years or something?
People
You
still
know?
watch it.
I know.
It jumps and
That's
unjumps the
scary.
shark in irregular periods of time. It'll be good for like a randomly, like, I'm not saying this is going to happen again, but in the first 20 years, it would like randomly be good for like 2-3 years, then have a terrible year or two, maybe more, and then unjump the shark for just a little while. I think they became like a carousel of writers.
Yeah, I personally haven't watched either of them in more than a decade.
I think the last one I watched, they met Alec Baldwin and his wife, Kim Basinger, in their home in the woods.
I have seen
Hey,
clips.
Shifty.
I have seen clips of South Park, but I'm mainly anime,
Anything in there
Simpsons,
to be watched?
and Family Guy. But it's been
Is it funny?
years and years since I last seen either Family Guy or The Simpsons. I used
Hey,
to watch
Shifty
that.
Jism.
I
Hey,
never watched
Shifty.
Family Guy.
Hey,
I swear
Scurvy.
I'm not drunk. Well, why the hell not, Shifty?
Yeah, Shifty, get drunk.
Well,
Wow,
Wait,
critically thinking and drinking. Thanks for the boost on that one. Let's see how the live count starts going.
well, either that or he's just being shifty as usual.
I'm being
Well,
facetious.
oh,
I
Shifty Jism.
digress.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and thanks, critically, thanks for boosting the shared stream.
Critically is
And
great.
we are doing
He's a
quite
great
well.
guy. Are we? I would imagine we are. Oh wow, look at that.
16.
Yeah, 7 on YouTube, just in like the 7, rather on X, just in a few minutes that we've had. So that should keep going up, and it's nice to see all of you. And of course, welcome to Nerd Night Roundtable, where some YouTubers talk about things, some things that we don't always talk about on our channel. Like, for
And
instance, I'm a
everyone
Satanist.
and to everyone watching, why not toss a tip to your friendly germ if he has a link somewhere for you?
Or like,
Oh yeah, like, share, subscribe. If you're
It
feeling
is.
generous,
And
there's
hit
a
that
tip link in the
notification bell.
description.
Well, the
Yeah.
tip link is streamelements.com// gorillas random thoughts / tip. I'm kidding. I'm
Horrifying.
kidding. I'm
Nice
kidding.
try, girl. Yeah, The Simpsons started as witty counterculture satire, but eventually turned into easy mainstream culture, mediocre product. Yeah, I agree. Personally, I think it completely jumped the shark about the time of the movie. That was
Yeah.
the perfect time to take it off the air.
it had actually unjumped the shark a couple of years before the movie, because there's I believe people are saying, like, the most popular ones to say that this happened was season 8 was like a complete loss. Like, the last good one was the season with the Plow King, and then all of a sudden, like 4 or 5 years later, like, the show, like, remember, the Simpsons have no measurable matrix of success. They're on after Family Guy, which does really, really well, and before football. So by the end of Simpsons, there's a bunch of people watching football.
Now, what you want is to get the after football there, so you get the people who fall asleep during the football game that's still on the same channel.
Yeah.
That works, but for them, because the Simpsons were allegedly all ages, they had that animation domination thing. So you had all these strong shows. Like, you can't tell me that we really know what the Simpsons were doing for the 17 years that first the King of the Hill was the lead-in, and then for 7 of those years, or 10 of those years, it was King of the Hill on one side of it and the Family Guy on the other, with football after it, if it was football season, with Family Guy in front. They protect the Simpsons. We don't really know how many people would watch it if it just came on. Maybe very few.
Yeah. At least now.
It's boring to turn it on in Homer's in high school, like, when I was working. And when it first came on, Homer was in high school, like, when, like, my very oldest cousin was in high school. He went from being in high school to something about
Boomer.
Thank you. Yeah, he's Homer Simpson was originally like in a Something About Mary level high school. It was era high school. And now when you turn it on, it's like he's a boomer. Or even after.
Yeah, I think
he
now
stays
they have him
40
going to high school in the 90s.
He's stayed 40, so he's gone from having an AMC pacer and smoking weed to, like, having like a backwards baseball hat and fucking zipping around on a Segway the way his own son did. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah. The Simpsons have lived long enough to become the villain.
I don't even think that they have Tracy Ullman on once a year to thank her anymore. So Critically Thinking and Drinking says it 100% correctly.
Yeah.
We've pulled a few very critical pieces out. The first huge piece to come out was Phil Hartman, but there were good seasons after that. But once I think they lost, I forget her name, Marcia something, but the one who was from Bob Newhart, she was Miss Cravaple. Then it was like, that might have been one voice too many. And within a couple of years of that, they come and fucking cancel Apu. I mean, give me a goddamn break.
Wait, why was Apu canceled?
Wasn't played by someone who looked like Apu.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He is played by a white, I think, English guy.
Wow.
No, Harry.
But he did like 6 other voices too.
It's the guy who does Lenny.
Yeah, and if Shifty
It's the
Chisholm
guy who's in.
remembers,
It's the guy who's in
Sorry.
Godzilla '98. Not the
Hmm.
newsman, but the cameraman for the news. The news team from Godzilla '98 is Kent Brockman, is the guy who plays the anchor. So the voice of Kent Brockman is Harry Shearer. And I'm trying to remember the other guy. For years, he dated Helen Hunt, and everyone was like, yeah, we believe that's real. What the fuck is his name?
I'm Matthew Brock.
Hank
Harry
Azaria, I
Shearer.
think you just said.
Hank Azaria. There we go. Yeah, Hank Azaria he's a poo.
Right. Now, I
Yeah.
wonder if Shifty Chisholm remembers when there was a crossover between 3 series. There was Bob's Burgers, Simpsons, and Family Guy were all in the same. We're in Bob's restaurant.
Oh,
I-
well, they had a crossover there where they had American Dad Peter and Cleveland from the Cleveland Show. I'll get blown into what was it, Langley Falls?
It was every show. It was every McFarlane show. He realized that they were like placed up the coast, so the concept was a hurricane. So it starts in Florida, but no one's there for that. It hits Cleveland first. Then the next place it stops is Quahog, and the next place it stops is American Dad because they're in Virginia. Both of those shows are in Virginia. Then the hurricane hits Quahog.
Yeah, but Peter Cleveland ended up in Langley Falls there, and they all started pointing guns at each other.
Stan shot
Sorry, Shifty Chisholm.
Stan shot Cleveland because he was black.
Oh, Shifty, okay.
On site. He expressed that he was doing it for that exact reason and then did so.
Oh,
Yeah, he was very good in the Birdcage. Yeah, with Robbie Williams and stuff. That was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's who else was in it? Thank you.
I believe so.
Hey, Jim. Welcome.
Hey, Jim Sansky.
I totally forgotten. I only remembered Hank Azaria.
Hey, Jim.
What's going on, Jim?
Jim, if you want to come up, the link is in the Twitter group.
Well,
that was Twyla.
Well,
that was
Jim is probably mowing lawns still. It's around midnight where he is at. Then he's taking a break.
It's dark.
Past sundown in the he's pretty close to the East Coast. He's not in another time zone. It's got to be dark out by now where he is.
He's on the edge between Central and Eastern.
Speaking of Birdcage, I think he married Helen Hunt, that poor bastard.
Is he really married to Helen Hunt? Does anybody believe that shit's real? I think that every woman is safe from Hank Azaria and that every man is safe from Helen Hunt. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Matthew Broderick is still with Jennifer Grey, so go figure that one out.
Well, wasn't the question anybody else?
Yeah, definitely.
And he's married. He's been married to Carrie from Sex and the City, whose name is Sarah Jessica Parker. So maybe you might want to check out
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah,
he's been Matthew Broderick's wife for 35 fucking years.
I never saw Helen Hunt as anything but a militant lesbian type. Even when she was in Mad, I believe that was Mad About You.
Yeah, well, he didn't come off as the most hetero guy though. Let's just put it this way: those two people didn't come off as cis-normative. A word I never used. I got no other way of describing it. I'm the only one who's just on X. I have to play by YouTube rules. I don't know what to call that show. It was bad. It was really slow. It made no sense. It had 3 jokes an episode, and people loved it. And I remember I had a female friend. She's like, Helen Hunt.
Yeah, thank you, Shifty. I remember now. Thanks.
So someone said to me, Helen Hunt is so gorgeous. And I think me and my other friend turned around and I said, maybe if you cut off her head. And the female friend was like really surprised. And my other male friend was like, yeah, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you call that show Beards. That's all you had in there. They're just everyone's beards.
Anything but my actual life mate.
Hello, Herc 130. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Herc, it's been a minute. How's it going?
Hey, Herm.
minute?
Well, Germ,
How you doing, Herc?
well, Germ, if you would do the beard show, me, Gorilla, and Mikey all have our beards. This Mikey shaved it off to keep a clean shaven face right now.
Well, I haven't shaven it off
No,
completely.
oh, God.
I had to trim it
Um,
because, for obvious reasons, it was just growing out too far. But it was growing out of context, so I had to make sure I trim it a little bit so it will grow straighter.
That's okay,
Ooh.
Dan.
Comparing
It's-
beards.
Hey, go on. Can't beat this one. Yeah.
I opened my
real
eyes.
beard
Oh
goes.
God!
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't hear in that one. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God
It's
I'm
not-
clean shaven.
Hey, it's not a beard until you gonna start getting food stuck in it.
Well, I did for a while. If you remember, Gorilla, I had a bit of a long beard back earlier this year, and then I was starting to get all sorts of crap in there. And I just don't want to gross anybody out, so basically, I had to trim it back. I had no choice. It was terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
Admiral Tig, if you have a beard, you want to show it off for us and for the audience to see if you have a beard?
I have a beard. I'm
I-
not sure.
I don't
This-
think any of us have the type of beard that we were originally discussing, though.
Huh.
I have a unibrow.
Unless some of
beard.
you guys have a secret you want to come out with live on air.
No, thank you.
Well, I'm
I have
definitely no
I
Gandalf or
physically-
anything like
I-
that. So
I have a
What kind of
physical
secret
beard
do I have to
growing out of
disclose?
my face.
What secret
Well,
do
the
I have
type
to
of
disclose?
secret that your ex accuses you of.
Well, being an
I
asshole.
know.
If there was no DNA test, like Gorilla should just probably cosplay as gay to get out of the responsibilities. Dude, what are you talking about? It can't be mine.
Hey, Teague, who says I have to cosplay? You assuming something?
You know what? Let me just get an Uber to LaGuardia, and you can pick me up in Minneapolis, St. Paul in about 4 hours.
oh my god,
Thanks for
Huh.
that,
I'm
Herc.
coming, baby. I'm coming.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Oh my
Yeah,
god!
we were okay until we watched the closing ceremonies of the Olympics.
Oh
Wait,
god, no.
wait, the Olympics are over?
Yeah, they're over.
Shows
Yeah,
how
for a
much I
week
was
now.
paying attention. Shows how much I
The
was paying
only
attention to.
Olympic- The only Olympics anyone gave a fuck about ended in 1980.
Well, we could
You're
have
not
done
the
something
only one who
in
didn't give a fuck
1980,
about
but we
the
got
Olympics.
pissed off
Gorilla.
with the Ruskies. So
Apparently, it's one of the lowest rated Olympics they've had in
well, it
I don't
should
know
be.
how long.
Well, for one reason, you couldn't fucking find shit anywhere. So, what they used to do was you would get the Olympics during prime time, no matter where it was in the world. And unless you grabbed the newspaper and read it, it didn't matter. So now there's like all this connectivity and urgency. Since like the 90s, they've been kind of coming at it with a weird approach. I think the first one, like the Lillehammer Olympics, completely and utterly failed, and no one watched it because they didn't. Hey, Snorty, they didn't
Hey,
know
Snorty.
how to. They didn't know how to properly use pay-per-view. So like the concept was like for the amount of Olympic coverage you would get previously, you would be out like 80 or 90 like 90s dollars, which would be like $300 now.
How you doing, Burr?
Yeah, that's
there's
Snort
also-
Poopus.
Yeah.
Hey, Snort.
Sometimes I, get
think
this odd.
90% of it was stuck onto the Peacock streaming platform.
They fucked that
That's
one
what
up.
really killed
and
them.
what really killed them too is they had extra Olympics in each in both winter and summer. And here's the technicality. There is only the Summer Olympics are the only real Olympics. The Winter Olympics are quote an Olympiad and quote the Olympic Winter Games. They like didn't really have them in ancient Greece. Like I don't think they had fucking like synchronized swimming in ancient Greece. I don't think they had downhill slalom, but they didn't have the marathon. So you can get the deal. The Winter Olympics are a lot more enjoyable. Just sheer velocity, like somebody running. It's like what's the analysis of that? It's like if you're the play-by-play guy. Well, Germ, They've been running for about 3 hours. They have about 5 minutes left before the finish line. I think that both of these guys came here to try to run faster than the other. What do you think? Will someone come up with a new strategy where they don't run faster than the other guy and still win?
Actually,
Or-
the one Chinese gal team had a brilliant move there, where the one Chinese gal sprinted so far ahead that they lapped them there. And they just stayed out behind them the whole race. By the time they got to the final lap, they forgot about it. So then the Chinese person was still a whole lap ahead.
They have
Well,
practice from all those fire drills.
Well, I do have an idea how to make the Olympics a lot more interesting. Just turn them into gladiatorial games now. Then that'll make the Olympics very much
The
more
winter's,
entertaining.
kind of there. You're skating at lethal velocities. You're playing hockey with a lethal puck.
Yeah.
And we have the greatest Olympic sport of anyone, the ununderstandable, completely strange skiing sport.
Hey, no, I want to know how the hell did we come in third place in shooting though? Like, how did the Chinese beat us in shooting?
Oh, because the list of Chinese Olympians who live to 30 is like as long as can fit on an index card because they all fill them up with drugs.
Well,
Yeah, and once they're done with them, let's just say they don't feed them anymore.
Let's
Yeah,
just say
that-
WWE has a better retirement plan and more people on their pension fund, and there's like 6 people on that pension fund.
Well,
Yeah.
that plus, given the nature of what the Chinese government does for losers or for people that don't live up to standard, they make them disappear, basically.
Oh no, they don't disappear. They wind up as artwork. You know those art skinned. You see the insides. Those aren't just cadavers that volunteered after the fact. Those are Olympians who didn't quite medal, or someone who tried Googling freedom of speech.
There's
They don't
a rumor
just
that
throw you away; they find use for you. And with those, they found a use that a bunch of idiot Westerners will pay $25 a pop to see.
there's a rumor
Um,
Burr and Jim Neighbors were a gay couple and had a pineapple farm in Hawaii.
I
Woo,
could almost see that. I could almost see that.
pretty snorty. Oh man. You
Yeah,
let a polar bear get on a natural raft like a chunk of ice. It could end up anywhere. It could end up in Hawaii.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Just imagine a 9-foot polar bear, sunglasses, relaxing on the beach.
It
Be like
wears
a
Hawaiian
Jaws
shirt.
movie.
I've seen the
Jaws
I've seen
versus the
Snorty
polar
that-
bear.
I'm fairly sure I've seen Snorty post like AI art of like the polar bear. Usually, like occasionally wears a Hawaiian shirt. So he may have been to Hawaii. I want to see Hawaiian cocaine polar bear.
That'd be a hell of a
Yeah.
thing.
Hey, you see, some Gorilla. I've heard rumors that some of those specialty Chinese shooters probably end up either on the demilitarized zone as professional snipers after their so-called sporting challenges are done. So, if that's true enough.
Polar bears are the only animal on Earth that can hunt human beings.
Oh yeah,
Or will.
or will. Yeah. Unless you have a
And
giant
Snort
harpoon
here
ready to
will
throw
back
into
that up.
their heart. Yeah, sure.
I wonder that one because like although sharks do eat people, I guess it's not hunting because like we just are at such a disadvantage. It's like they're scavenging humans who just go into their environment.
Hey,
Yeah.
they're efficient killers. What do you expect to eat? Sharks are efficient.
Well,
Yeah,
they're-
plus,
they're
oh, look
sloppy,
what
but
just
they're
plopped
efficient.
into my face here. A nice, tasty morsel.
plus sharks are their main dietary animal is a seal. So if you're on a surfboard and you turn a certain way, a shark will see you as a seal.
Yeah, that's why they're always taking chunks out of surfboards and surfboarders. Yep.
Yeah, but don't forget also, please don't be bleeding at all anywhere from your body if you go into the ocean. I heard several horror stories about that. If you even bleed a little bit, they can be attracted by that blood from like several miles away. So that's the other thing too. You got to be aware of.
Yeah, but then here's the question.
Most people who end up in the ocean bleeding got blown off a boat without having any choice, is my guess.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
did.
The
Yeah,
old Ursan word for human translates as tastes like pork.
Ah, it's chicken, I thought.
Yeah,
Not as smart.
but not as smart.
Hey,
Burr.
Hey,
don't insult
Daffy
pork
one
like that.
Daffy, one charming motherfucking pig. Gavin Blackburn, what's up? No. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Gavin.
hey, Gavin Blackburn.
There you go,
And-
Gavin.
First time I saw
Thanks
you.
again.
And we have about 50 people by
One
last
pig.
time I looked watching
Wow.
on X.
Oh.
I'd like to thank them all.
Yeah, thanks to all 64 people across all 5 platforms we have.
Thank you all.
We're doing great
And
today.
if all of you enjoy the stream and our host, consider tipping a Resolute Germ a nice little $1 or $2 for him to keep him going every day.
Yeah. The more you tip, the less overtime I have to put in, and the more I can work on actual recorded content.
Yeah.
I only,
It's a
That
good
goes for
find,
everybody here.
Gilbert.
I will only tip you if you promise to take the money and use it like either for firearms or gambling. I will not give you the money if you promise to use it for anything else.
I can assure you that it will go to firearms and gambling.
All right,
Those
you
are
got
the
it. I'm
two
gonna spend
biggest
some more money.
things in my budget right now.
His
You
arsenal.
know, cool. I know where I'm going when we go to DEF CON 2. I'm just hopping a plane to like Seattle. I'm sure that no one will bother nuking that.
But for legal purposes, if any state agencies or city or county agencies in the Seattle area are listening, that is a joke. I don't own 2 or 3 dozen firearms with several hundred rounds of ammunition.
And since
That's
we're in
all
damage,
just pretend. That's all just for YouTube.
and now just since we're in damage control mode, let's just do our other disclaimer. We also meant no disrespect to President Xi, who I have heard is a wonderfully intelligent, lifelong monarch. And Director Ray, we think you're a great guy.
Little known fact, skateboarding was an original Olympic sport. Tony Hawkins.
Hawkinitis.
Hawkinitis.
Tony Hawkinitis.
Hawkinitis. That's how he's trying to say it.
I think
Either
he's was an ancestor of Hawk Tua.
So something like that. Or Hawktomatus. Something like that. Yeah, well, Tony Hawk, up until what, 5 years or 6 years ago, had no equal. The man dominated whatever skateboarding Olympic sport was. But after that, there's been some contenders. But
I
still
saw
think
that
Hawk is
Heath
number
Ledger
Can you guys hear
movie.
me?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
hear you now, Gorilla.
5
Son of a bitch! I had a great cheesy sing joke and it got ruined. Damn it!
Whoops.
There was one guy who was as good as Tony Hawk, but he was like a crooked druggie and ended up in jail. I saw it in this movie, Lords of Dogstown.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
You mean
Yeah,
the
we
guy
don't
who
talk
taught
about him
Tony Hawk
anymore.
how to skate?
The guy who was better than Tony Hawk in the Tony Hawk movie, Heath Ledger, I think, is the bad guy. I forget. It's been a while since I saw that movie. I listened to the soundtrack the other day. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I recall, Tony, he wasn't even the best out of his friend group. He's just the one that people went to see.
And the one who didn't
Oh.
do like heavy duty drugs and wasn't a fucking criminal, because the rest of them like either had bad stories, ended up in jail, or God forbid, like I think like every once in a while when you skateboard and jump over a car, you fuck up and get hurt really bad and give up skateboarding. A couple of them may have just like, they're 60 now.
Hey, he named him for you there, T. Jay Adams. Yeah.
That's the guy, yeah. He Vision
Right.
Streetwear.
Thanks, Art.
They were making a fortune with that.
Oh my god.
Well, you're not too far
Yeah.
off from that story, really.
He's actually he's
ancient
100%
Greeks,
correct.
okay? Yeah.
He is 100% correct, but
You
we are
enjoyed that a
not
little too much, though.
back to those. Yeah,
Well, I would say
those were oil-covered snacks for you, Snort.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That's why we're not going back to it.
Did this Olympics feature dudes beating up chicks in boxing?
Couple of them.
Yeah, a couple of them did. Yeah.
Gold medalists too.
That's what
Yeah.
I was saying. That's what I was saying. They should call it they should name the belt after the guy from Man in the Moon. I remembered his name before. Andy Kaufman. It should be called the
Andy
Andy Kaufman.
Yes. Yes. Is it Kaufman
That's
or
up.
Kaufman? I always mispronounce it. Kaufman.
Kaufman.
Okay. Kaufman. Yeah. Man of the Moon is a great film. It's probably one of the few. You know what? I really do believe that Jim Carrey channeled his true Andy in that. I do, and I really think the soundtrack is great. It really is.
Gavin Admiral isn't streaming on YouTube. He's just streaming on X.
I'm only streaming on X.
It's all right,
Um,
Gavin.
If you want to watch on YouTube, Fifth Dan, Gorilla are restreaming it, or you can come over to my stream, which is the original stream that everyone else is duplicating.
We are all just hiving off of Resolute Germ. He's like our Nerdrotic.
Oh yeah, and Gavin Blackburn. Just for clarification,
Yes.
if you want to look up our channel, my channel name is the same as the subtitle underneath my avatar. Same for Admiral Teague. You just gotta type in Admiral Teague channel, then maybe his will come up.
Hey
Teague.
Hey Teague.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be Nerdrotic there, then someone's gonna have to whip it out and piss on their own computer.
Oh God, no!
I vote for Mikey.
Hey,
No, he just got that thing fixed.
I just got this
I
fucker
vote
fixed.
for Mikey.
Well, I would say that Gorilla's crazy enough to do it. I'm not, because I do not want to be embarrassed.
Hey, I got nothing to hide.
Oh please!
Yeah, we get him.
No.
We get him to drink another worm. He's bound to do anything.
Oh, that's right. He's bound to go on a drunken rampage and go psychotic. Whee!
Yeah, he'll do his impersonation of his personal hero, King Kong. He'll climb the tallest building in town, which unfortunately, him being in Minnesota is probably
The IDS Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be quoting from Denzel going, King Kong has nothing on me. That's what Gorilla would do.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yeah. So Gorilla would just be up there on his stepladder and waving around an empty bottle of tequila.
On top of his
It
rib
would
when
be-
the next great flood comes. Yeah.
It'll be funny enough for YouTube. Not quite King Kong on the Empire State Building, but the Minnesota equivalent.
Hey, the tallest building in my town is like 3 stories.
Yeah. Plus, I would say this: if Gorilla did do the King Kong thing before, we have to blur out something between his legs, since YouTube would not allow it, and that's the ladies' want to get the uncensored version for Gorilla to show off for them.
Yeah, we don't censor shit.
You
That's
know?
why
YouTube will.
Rumble too. If you want to see
come
the
on, Gorilla.
uncensored bit, go over to Rumble.
Yeah. Hey, the hub would probably pay you $40,000 for that.
If I put you up on the hub's going to charge me $40,000.
I bet they pay you $1 million, Gorilla, if you just go out there naked and waving around empty bottles on top of the Mall of America. They give you $1 million.
No, they'll give
Just
me
enough to cover your bail.
I'll give
Yeah.
me. They'll give me. Hey, you guys will be able to definitely see me getting tasered then.
Yeah, for indecent exposure.
Oh, speaking of
that'd be
tasering,
YouTube
Gorilla,
hit.
how many more subs are you short of for the tasering experiment?
Well, it's already past the 15th.
Oh
He's
yeah, that's
he-
right.
You said
Time
the
ran out.
15th. You didn't say which month.
Exactly.
Well, that's true. We can still go September 15th, Gorilla.
Well, don't say September. Just say any 15th of the month until Gorilla reaches 1,000 subs. Because if you say September, he'll say, "Okay, it's official." Tell September 15th. If I don't get 1,000 subs, I won't get tasered.
I still got
it
to go.
escalates real quick around here. Critically thinking.
It always escalates quick. You never have to worry about that critically.
Well, especially with a ape around us, yes.
All right, I've been
thank you, Gavin.
I've been really restraining myself.
Gently extend your arm. Extend your middle finger. Very good.
Police Academy,
No, the
Naked
Naked
Gun.
Gun.
There you go.
I was Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
All right, boys, have a
thanks
great
a lot
rest
for
of your
validating
stream.
that. Thanks a lot, critically.
Oh, it's 75
Yes,
concurrent
Thanks,
viewers.
Critical.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, critically. And we got another guest down below. Hey, LDG, welcome.
Hey,
Hey, Pickles.
Hey guys,
the
Hey,
voice of
Hey.
reason.
how you guys doing?
I'm doing
Not too
fantastic, LDG, and
Hey,
thank
Pickles.
you again so much for fixing my computer once again.
We
Not
have
a
to talk
problem.
later, Pickles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me-
another hard ass day, and I'm telling you, I've been hitting the books right now with some super heavy programming / hosting code. I'm learning some really cool shit. I hope to show you guys when I go live next week. But I wanted to pop in real quick. I'm not going to be able to do these. What really sucks is when I miss the days where I used to be able to go on all your guys' panels and all your streams, like even the late ones and the all night ones and all this shit. And it's just been really hard for me to be able to join you guys. But even if I'm not here, you guys know I'm watching. Even if I'm not in the chat, you guys know I'm there, because I am. But I wanted to pop in at least for a little bit and say what's up. But coming down to my deadline for going live next week has been very, very hectic and busy. So sorry if I haven't been as vocal or, visible or in the chat as I used to be. Nothing against anybody, of course.
Oh, no, that's perfectly all right.
Yeah.
It's totally fine, LDG. You're good by
Well,
us.
yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, and don't worry, LDG. If you fall asleep, Gorilla can do his famous thing, play Indian music.
Yeah.
Hey, I still can't believe you blamed me for that one. When I didn't even have
Rick-
controls. But
Yeah,
no, hey, don't worry, Pickles.
what Gorilla did was, what you did was a war crime. Screw you.
Whoa!
Hey,
Literally, you committed a
that
war
was
crime that night.
that was all Timmy.
I think that's
I
against
think-
the Geneva Convention, for God's sakes,
Well,
making me have to endure that shit all night.
No,
Non-stop.
I think what LDG's really
Willingly.
trying. Hey, what I think LDG's really trying to say
I'm a
is.
Jew in Nazi-occupied Europe. Fuck you. Fuck the.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you were an
No, but
ass.
I've been
man.
clipping out the highlights for their LDG, so you can always have the highlights of this, like the Walton streams there.
That's fine. My foot's gonna be clipping your ass in a minute. Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's good for you to stop by. Glad to see you.
Of course. What
Yeah,
are you
it's
guys
always
talking
good to
about?
see you, LDG. So now it's approximately 1 week. Is that what you're saying on the 29th or the 30th?
Well, yeah. So I was supposed to. I originally set my date for, July, but I had to push it back. So I pushed it back once, and I refused to push it back another date. I've waited too long. It's been 7 months now, almost 8 months now, since I said I was gonna do my big push, and I don't care whether I'm ready or not, whether I'm 99.999 or whatever. I'm gonna start coming out with some some video content on a regular basis, and you guys are gonna push free the net. It's time we need it. Like right now, I think we really need the message that I'm trying to push, because it's just getting really, 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 really freaking bad right now.
Yeah, but yeah, you're doing pretty big things over there with the free the net.
We're getting there. The app
You're never really going
is
to be
almost
100% done.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. I got this like perfectionist OCD of me, and I
Which
like
is
to
not
go
wrong to
big.
have.
I like to go big. When I first came to YouTube, I was doing things a lot of YouTubers weren't doing, right? Like I'm not going to brag, but I'm not going to sit here and not say that, when I came to YouTube, I came full effort, I took it to 11, maximum effort, as Deadpool would say, but really didn't get that where didn't get where I wanted to go, and so I took a break to consolidate. Then of course I had things in my personal life that completely threw a huge wrench down my bucket, and I always said I would never just go away. I would come back, and I want to make sure I'm doing it half right. But to the point right now where a lot of things are working, my app's like literally almost published. We're literally waiting for my app to be published. Website's getting revamped. That's ready to go live here shortly. And even though I don't have absolutely everything in place, I got enough in place to do something and then go from there. So no matter what happens by next week, you'll see some content, and we're gonna take an interesting journey down the road of being internet Jesus.
I'm going to
Well,
give you some advice. Hang on a second, just then. I want to give LDG some advice from the great J.J. Abrams. You ready? In the words of J.J. Abrams, it's very, very easy. Just go be profound. Just be profound.
Yeah, and have a
I've been
mystery
trying.
box with you.
I've taken a lot of time to reflect. I've taken a lot of time to realize the mistakes I've made, and changes that need to happen. I'm not ignorant to that. I know I made some mistakes. I know I took some weird turns, and we had some good times, we had some bad times, but I think I made enough waves in the ocean, cracking the algorithm, and
I'm
a
hearing the
few other
piano
things that I've
music.
done.
With regrets.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I've got a few.
Do. But
But then I
it
wrote
is
an
it is
algorithm.
time though. Like it's time. Like my app is going to show you guys how you can like have content and not have to only rely on Twitter. You can break beyond. I'm sorry, YouTube. You can break beyond the algorithm. I've proven that already. I've put my neck on the line and my money where my mouth is, and proven that. And then I think this app, I found a developer that was able to create this app on my framework and turn my ideas into an actual running program on how you can like give content creation and have people follow you without having to click a like button, without having to give you a view, without having to subscribe. And I think it's a really good idea, so I can't wait to show it you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
can't
think you're
wait to
going to
see it.
radically revolutionize uh, going forward, LDG. From what I've seen of it and what I'm keeping to myself, I'm impressed, and
Appreciate it.
I'm really
I'm
excited for you.
impressed
I
about it.
hope and pray it goes well. Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're about
and
to find
LDG
out.
and LDG. Hopefully, you have the memory eraser reflective glasses for the Men in Black to come over to try to do the memory wipe thing on you, saying you were not doing this. Now, please do regular what normie
Yeah.
regular people do.
Yeah, that'll be the day though. Like the day I have like a cease and desist from like, I don't know, Elon Musk or Google or any of the platforms, that will be a win. I can't
I think
wait
you're
for
safe
that day.
there.
I think I'm safe there now, but
I think you
you
can get
don't
a
know.
denial of
Like,
service attack before you get anything else. If what
I don't
happened
know.
to
We'll
me
see.
has anything to do, well, you know what? All I'm going to say is seems to be getting done to me by a mountain-related network that does a show called Solar Journeys.
No, I
You
won't
know what
worry too
though?
much about Sue. YouTube and Google, I'd be a little bit more worried about them just making it disappear.
Yeah.
Well,
You wouldn't be the
I'm,
first.
I'm
Yeah.
talking
Yes.
about the I'm talking about the goddamn bot swarms.
Yeah.
Oh, they
that's,
can't bot
that's
storm
what I,
an app.
that's what
Yeah.
I
They-
wanted to say
that-
real quick to
I meant like denial of service to his
Teague.
website.
Yeah.
To Teague, the beauty of what I'm doing, even
It's
even
Jim.
the shit that's
Damn it, Jim.
even the shit that's being done to you, like my plan, if you incorporate it, will blow it out of the water. It won't even have like breath. Like you
I
know how
hope
you
to see it one
like
day.
fire with fire. Like you have a small
I-
little firecracker on your channel. I get that. I see it. You're right. I
Thank
know you
you
do. But I'm telling
for the
you
compliment,
that my
yes.
firecracker is not only going to blow that out of the fucking water, you won't even worry about it anymore. And see, that's how big my dream is that even the bullshit that's being played on your channel is going to be left in the dust.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Damn, shit. He gonna blow
We-
everybody up, ain't he?
I'm not playing games anymore. I'm not the YouTuber that says you need to get more views by changing your content. I know what's happening. I know what the game's being played, and I've maximized a strategic plan that it won't even matter what the small people do to you. Even if somebody spends money to try to, demonetize you, it won't even
Does it-
effing matter.
Why?
You'll see. You'll see.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
in my content. It'll be in my content. That's the hope. I'm trying to give a spoiler right now. I'm not going to answer whys right now, but
I'm still reeling
I-
from the
I
assessment
think-
of my content. I want to thank you for that.
And
I think
hello,
I've-
Outlaw Bill. Good to see you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Outlaw, welcome.
Hey, Outlaw.
Like I really hope what you're doing turns out as good as how you described my content. I hope that for you. I want equal success for you as you just described me as having, and quality. I want you to have the same
for
kind of
everybody.
quality.
I mean,
No, I really
Exactly.
want you to have the same kind of quality you just described to me. Thanks, buddy.
of course.
Yeah. I don't think LG is talking about content though. He's talking about more of
Playing the
platform
game.
itself.
Yes. I
Well,
mean,
I think I'm kind of compelled
I
to
was
say
a
I
channel.
somewhat disagree with that assessment of my channel. Can I just say that?
Yeah, but watching paint dry has over 1.5 million views and 3,000 comments. If watching paint dry has that many views and comments, Teague, your content the way it is now, without any changes, you should be getting hundreds of thousands, and I'm gonna prove it.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Can't wait.
LDG. Hey, LDG,
Yo.
can I ask you one thing? Make sure your fortifications around your residence are strong.
As soon as I get rich enough to move, I'm out of here. As soon as
Good.
I can
Build a
afford to
mansion,
get
damn
out of
it.
here, I'm out of here. But until then, I like flinch even when my electricity goes out. I'm like, oh shit, Secret Service.
Oh, Jesus.
Got a nice private compound planned.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it's
something
like.
Private
in the
island.
mountains, yeah. Yeah, out in the mountains. I
Mountains
wanna
are
have like a little
underground.
house.
You can go underground more,
need,
and,
get
and
my
build a fortified security down there.
have my
Yeah.
groceries, delivered by like, airport,
Drone.
helicopter or something.
Delivered by Walmart.
Totally.
Not Walmart.
Well, I want to go.
Secret.
I do want to
Hey,
move to a place
hey.
where the water table is a little deeper.
Yeah.
Because in
Hey,
Florida, like
Pickles.
we're basically floating. Yo,
There's an island for sale off the coast of Florida. It already has a huge house, running water, and everything for it. You just don't ask
Epstein?
questions about the history.
you talking about the Epstein Island?
Yeah.
Well, you could go to Bermuda, Bermuda's safe.
Hey, that island is going pretty
Yeah,
cheap
tell
now.
that. Just
Yeah, we just got
that's
hurricanes
the
going
matter
like
with
every
all
single
his
year.
mom.
Hey,
That's
just
all.
don't fly to Bermuda or travel by boat.
Dude, I will never fly. That's the coolest thing if I ever do get famous.
Yeah,
It'll be like,
no, go by boat.
I don't fly. I don't believe in
You're not gonna
flying.
get
I think
famous.
flying is a death trap. I don't like ever since 9/11. Like I don't fly
You're
anymore.
not gonna have to worry about it. You're not gonna be famous.
Thank you. I want that. See, I want that check and balance. So thank you for the vote of confidence. I do appreciate that.
Not a problem.
I do
You also will
expect
not be
low.
on Tim Pool.
Why would you want to be on Tim Pool?
You know what though? No, listen. I listen
That
to Tim
was
Pool, and
something
I
we
think
talked about last time. He was forecasting.
Yeah.
Like, we
were talking about that in the
he
underground.
He didn't really predict it so much as he used it as an example.
Yes, and I listen to Tim Pool, and I think Tim Pool and I might actually have an interesting like podcast with each other. I think he might actually like me. I don't know because I like the way he talks, but I get it. I mean, I
No,
don't.
you'd get along with Ian. Yeah, you'd get along with Ian there.
I mean, it took all my effort to get mentioned on Steven Crowder. I think I might have a chance.
Well,
Sure,
LDG,
okay.
you have to sort of remember this on YouTube or other things. People have a personality that they project to entertain their audience in their chatter. So if you talk to them in private, they may be a totally different person that you will not get along with. So be careful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoops! Give me a second, guys. My live stream is about to finish. Go ahead and continue. I'll be right back.
No, that's
Okay,
all I just want to
LDG.
say to you,
Thanks
LDG.
for letting us know. It was okay.
Hey, wait, Pickles, you're on like another live stream while you're talking to us.
No, my work,
course.
what pays the bills. I'm actually like Black Garrett, Quarter Black Garrett. I produce a live stream for a very prominent person, and I'm doing
You
that
can
like
just tell
right
them it's
now as
me.
we speak.
Yeah,
I
only
have a
it's
separate
real.
computer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I manage his live stream, and he's I got to keep
Did you
an eye
say
on
Derek
things.
Cheater?
Oh
No. A prominent person. I can't name the
I
person, but
thought you said. I thought you spoke the words Derek Cheater. I was like, huh?
No, he is comparing what he does to what Quarter Black Garrett does.
yeah, my
Or what
Yeah,
Quarter
none
Black
of that
Garrett
rhymes
claimed
with
to do.
Derek Cheater.
the job I got that changed my life. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Derek Jeter, I heard he's going to be doing the American League playoffs. He's now going to be one of those announcers for that. Is that true?
I don't know, and he's a Yankee. I don't give a fuck.
I think you would still agree he's one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Well, there's
Still,
no
he's a
doubt
Yankee.
there.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care how good of a baseball player he was.
That's a valid answer too. You any good?
Let's see. I'll still caught up on chat. Oh yeah, and speaking
about
of baseball,
Yankee
I'd
Tino
like
Martinez.
to
Did you like him?
congratulate Dan Wilson on becoming the new manager of the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, I
And,
finally found out who the Mariners manager name was today. I was like, wait a minute, this is who it's been? Was it Steve Service or something like that?
Service, yeah,
Surveys,
for 9
surveys, yeah.
seasons.
I
And
think
they
he
got
pronounced it
his
Service.
bitch ass out of there finally. And now they got Dan Wilson.
He had just what the hell? It was like 9 years of rebuilding. Did they change owners a bunch of times? Was it like
They've
what happened with the
had-
Washington team?
No, they've had the same owner for 4 years.
He's been there for
Something like
9 now. He's been there for 9.
Yeah, he's been there since before Nintendo, the Nintendo founder died.
That goes back a
Because-
ways, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the founder of
But nine-
the owner
this
of
was his 10th
Nintendo
season, I
was
believe.
the owner. Ninth
It
or
would be-
10th.
I believe this was well, it was 9 years, right? For sure. But we don't know what that means because they signed baseball managers in December of the previous year. This
Yeah.
could have been the 8th or 10th.
This was his
season.
ninth. This was his ninth
Year.
full season as manager.
Well, it's not full. He got fucking his ass the fuck out of there before he got into September. But I guess what happened? He was like the middle of the pack all the time and inaccessible. There's no point in firing him and no point in hiring up.
Most of the time, they would suck until about this time of year, and then they'd go on a run, clawing their way out of the hole they dug just in time to watch the Astros go on to win the World Series.
Why don't you put another
And
chimp on
they got
drugs and
tired of
trade
it.
it to us? Why don't you put another chimp on drugs and trade it to us again? That worked out pretty good last time.
But just got tired of mediocrity at best.
You know, like I remember him from when he played. Yeah, and he was like a decent player. And I was like, on paper, he should probably be all right until a team had like a level of talent to go somewhere. And I guess that was the thing. Like next year, they're going to try to do something. Did they bring up a couple of rookies? Is there hope or something? Do you have a hot pitcher?
No, we got a great pitching staff. It's
Then you just
The
it's time to
offense
get rid of that fucking.
the
You got to get
offense
some
freaking
relievers.
sucks.
Get some relievers and some fucking pop, and you'll be there. Or how's this one?
They're firing.
have-
They're going to fire the GM in the offseason.
How about this? You can have our third base coach, our entire AAA team, and like $4 million, and we'll take your starting pitching rotation.
Where do you think you got
yeah,
most
that's
of your
being
damn
generous.
AAA team in the first place?
That's why I said it.
The Mariners have had a bad habit of shipping off.
You guys have been a great farm
Freaking-
team, and I have loved every moment of the existence of the Seattle Clippers. What do we call you guys? You're the Mariners. That's right.
Yeah. Basically, once we make them good, you buy them.
The thing is, you really shot us just like right through the heart in 1995 because Don Mattingly now never gets a World Series ring. He's the greatest Yankee of that period. I mean, that doesn't get the ring he was entitled to.
But yeah, it's more your guys' fault. Couldn't see the obvious talent of Jay Buhner. That's on you.
Jay Buhner was a mistake. George Steinbrenner could sometimes be hasty and make bad trades. That was George Steinbrenner. That was George. He was the Mo Green of the New York Yankees. What are you gonna do? Can't wait to watch the second half of that movie.
Yeah, but that's it. This year's probably a wash. We get rid of the GM in this offseason. We get someone who actually knows what they're doing in that role for the first time in God knows how long. 3 years. Next 3 years, I can feel it. The division title.
That'd be
If you
impressive.
guys win 100, $50 says that if you guys win $100 next year, we peel off like most of your team.
No, we got most of those guys locked up to 5-year deals, 4 or 5 year deals.
$50 says next year we peel off like the core of your team. If it's not your pitchers, we'll take away your offense. Whoever it is, you said the team needs to like have.
We ain't got
like,
offense.
Yeah, like so you'll bring in some free agents, and if they're great, we'll just scoop them up. That's how we do things. We're the Yankees. Sorry, Outlaw Bill. We're trying.
Take care
Yeah,
of
sorry to hear that, Bill.
I'm
Have a good rest of your
Rotiga.
night.
Have you seen
Have a
the?
good night, Bill.
I'm really taking a fucking beating tonight. LDG said my channel is bullshit, and Bill fucking called me boring. What a fucking great day.
What?
Well, it probably is a boring
that.
topic that he's not interested in. That's why.
Yeah, baseball has that habit of you either really love it or you want to kill anyone talking about it.
So Admiral, did you see the new Alien movie, or are you still waiting for it to play out? Or are you going?
I feel like I'm gonna really love it when I see it on streaming, or if I find myself by the theater, I'll see it in the 2D because now in this area, if it's not real RDX, it's only like $9.80 or some shit like that. So it's like I could get a slice of pizza and see it. Like it's now down to a whim, and if I'm in the area, but if I see it on streaming, so be it. It sounds to be like no one would be disappointed, but it just ain't great.
Well, it's mediocre. That's what the fandom is saying about it. It's mediocre.
If it was mediocre and it was made for like under like $150 million or under $100 million, it starts to gain goodwill right away. If we're starting to bring back like medium price movies, they don't all have to be the greatest, but like we need to have more movies and we need to have more people making them. And we have one less bad creator. Bye Leslie Headland. I'm sure I'm not the only one just devastated about the loss of the Acolyte. We'll never know what happened. Not that we ever would have been able to understand it if they had told us.
Yeah, I don't think anybody cares about the Acolyte, Teague, to be
It's
honest.
okay.
No,
They
I
would have
just
never
got
figured out what they're doing with the Acolyte. Could have gave
Yeah,
them
Oh,
10
it's a
seasons.
shit
They would
show
have
from
never
the
figured
beginning.
out the damn ending.
Yeah, no, Mikey, I beg to differ with you on this one because everyone kind of led with the fact that it got canceled today. It's not that people cared about it; it's that the show was so offensively stupid, and the showrunner was such an offensive individual to the point of she felt like a grifter. Everything she said sounded like grifting. She was the only people who sound more phony and more grifterish are the Rings of Power showrunners,
Yeah.
and we'll be sautéing them in a couple of weeks, won't we?
Yeah.
And Outlaw Bill, if we're all fired, then we will all become bounty hunters and come searching for you to collect your bounty on your head since you're an outlaw.
Yeah.
Just make sure you bring lots
for
of
it,
guys,
girl.
Dan. He lives down in
Hopefully something
Tucson.
good.
He has some friends.
Hey, Mikey, let Gorilla talk.
I was gonna
Sorry.
say if I fire, all right, I'm back. Hey, Tig, look at private chat.
Yeah,
Okay,
Gorilla
sure.
can fire himself around here.
Hmm? Yeah, I've been trying to get fired for 5 years. They still haven't fired me.
oh
Well,
no.
Yeah,
that's
it's a pain in the
thankful,
ass
man.
being a worker.
Well, it's a pain in the ass because I show up.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Guess Romulus has already made its money back.
yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gorilla, and since you show up, they probably like
That
you
shit
to
only
buy.
cost $80 million. Holy crap!
Yeah, but
Breaking
Gorilla,
news: 50-50 chance of an Admiral Teague review tomorrow.
yeah, and Gorilla, since you show up to your work and you annoy people and you work for quality control, that's probably why your work has not fired you yet, because they know you're efficient at annoying people to do their jobs better. That's probably why, since you're quality control.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm the most hated, second most hated person in the workplace. The most hated would be safety.
Yeah, it's always how it goes.
Well, and Suzanne and I just found out that it's official that Deadpool and Wolverine is now -- 1 rated horror movie all time. And all 3 of his films are in the top 5.
R-rated.
Mikey, how much has it made? Is it still in theaters? How much has it made?
It's still in theaters. It's easily over 1.5 billion right now and more.
Yeah.
So it's already defeated like I said, 9 other films. Not even it. Passion of the Christ. If you want to go as far back as Mel Gibson, his movie is 10th ranked, 10th. And I was like, for me,
Movie
I thought
ticket
that
cost
was a film that
$12,
would stay up there as top 5 easy. But it's
but
10th.
it cost 3 times more to go to the movies than it did in 1999.
I do
Yeah,
have
that
a.
is.
Granted, but I
do
mean,
have. I do have a genuine.
How many tickets did it sell?
Okay, Deadpool has made 1.15 billion according to Box Office Mojo.
So that
And-
easily 1.5 billion now questionable. Okay, so yeah, it's $1 billion, and now it's making money for the first time. We've made it to that promised land. This Disney movie is now. This is money now. This is profit. We got like $0.1 billion. I guess that's $1 million, $100 million. We got $100 million of profit from this one to go around to all those 23 producers.
And I do have a genuine question.
Hey, Arabic.
How
How you doing, Eric?
Hey,
hello,
Eric.
Eric.
What are the odds of the Deadpool movie making $3 billion? Probably highly unlikely, but at the rate it's going, I would not be
0.
not surprised if it makes $3 billion though.
Well, you know what? It will have a $3 billion gross by the time we count all TV residuals and sales in like 2034.
Yeah, after Deadpool 4 and Deadpool 5 come out.
48% of this movie's money has been made. I think Deadpool 4 will be something like Deadpool Civil War or Deadpool with some kind of Avengers or other ad hoc group. They're gonna have to do it. He's now the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a proper X-Force movie.
Here's they could do something, but your window of opportunity with Deadpool is really, really short. You cannot make continuous R-rated Deadpool movies, and you can't make Deadpool like a PG-13 fun character. He can only kind of appear in those other movies. So if he's your fucking linchpin, they better have a good idea. And I guess it's Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr., but Robert Downey Jr. being a good actor and you know what I think is going to destroy a Germ? Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor, like with an ego, going back to something that most people scoff at. Am I correct, right? Like what most actors scoff at, right? In his circle. They'll make money at it, but like he'll be like the movie that he cries about and talks about how it's great was like Chaplin. He's not talking to anybody about Iron Man 3, about how proud he was of that.
But would you agree that Johnny Depp had
he might drive the car. Yeah, thank you, Mikey. You might drive the car or like stay at the house he bought from Iron Man 3. But he's not like telling people like, let me tell you, I came up with this idea to make Gina Carano into an exploding extremist soldier. And then like we turned Gwyneth into one and we couldn't figure out what to do. So we unturned her into one. Yeah. Like he's not walking around boasting about that. And that was a more stable character. But Germ, Robert Downey Jr. with the ego he has, and I'm not saying it's unhealthy. He's trying to be a good actor. Don't you think it's very likely that he'll come in and turn in a performance where people are not going to get Tony Stark, and so therefore there is kind of in a lot of ways no point to this? People are going to be disappointed, is my prediction.
Yeah, he is going to do a fantastic job, but
it might not be what people want.
Such a huge pile of shit to work with that it's not going to mean anything.
And if he starts killing people like She-Hulk right away, it'll be like, this is the best villain ever. It's like a movie one, he dusts off like She-Hulk and like, I don't know, throw in a couple other people we don't like. But it looks like the new boss is the same as the old boss. It'll be like, who's going to go up against him? Like Blade, Deadpool, Wolverine.
Yeah. It's going to be Pedro Pascal.
I would tell you this. Since Robert Downey Jr. has been Iron Man for so damn long, he's basically the face of that character. So if he does play a Dr. Doom Iron Man character, fans would just see him as an evil Iron Man or an evil Dr. Doom possessed Iron Man, basically.
You know what's just then? I know what you're saying, but here's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm fully making myself clear. Maybe Germ has to help me out. Robert Downey Jr. possesses the acting.
I don't mean to interrupt. I got a jet. I got to go, guys. It's always a pleasure. I love you guys. Take care.
We'll see you, Pickles.
Yeah. Pickle. Take care, man.
Yeah, and just another little thing. I just hope if Robert Downey Jr. is as good as an actor as he's saying, Admiral T, I hope he's able to shake off that Iron Man or Tony Stark stigma to become a new character. If not, then fans and audiences will know him as Tony Stark, and no matter what shape or form or character he plays.
That's exactly why I think people are going to be very disappointed, because driving this is the fact that he is probably not monetarily. This is cool, but like he's not thrilled that his string of serious fucking movies and his one musical didn't do good at all. He's not happy about that. Like he'd much more prefer to be in that movie where he's like a really kindly like school teacher who teaches special needs kids, and he has that one kid who's like a genius instrumentalist because he's so special needs. Like, that's the kind of movie Robert Downey Jr. wants to make. He wants to make a movie that will put your fucking mom to sleep. And now he has to go back and make these movies that have failed without him, but he's failed without them. So, like, while his payday will be handsome, his ego is really going to be bruised doing this, man. And he's also going to have to go to Hollywood parties with people who are like a Brad Pitt who's still in, like, some of these movies, but he's going to get compared to like a Tom Cruise or a Brad Pitt or other people like for just taking easy paydays and not being a serious actor. Germ, don't you think he has the skill to deliver a character so unlike Tony Stark that people will be fucking disappointed?
He has the skill, but the way I'm thinking they're going to go, he isn't actually the real Victor Von Doom. He's a Tony Stark clone.
That doesn't matter about his personality.
And they'll get another big name actor to be the actual Victor Von Doom after they beat every last dime out of the dead horse that is Robert Downey Jr. in Marvel.
Well, yeah, no, I agree, but I even if it's a clone, Robert Downey Jr. is going back to Marvel, and the idea, like, you've just told this guy, Mr. Super Serious Actor guy, who doesn't do drugs anymore, but who has like a druggie's mind outlook sometimes and stuff because he used to do so much, and like we love him, but like you don't think that he's capable of affecting a character who's completely different, and just like like don't let me put it this way, isn't there a
Not with
danger
Disney.
that you don't
Not
think
with
there's a
Disney
danger that
Marvel.
he's I think Disney Marvel might be willing to let him go with it. He might actually be holding the cards in this one, bro. That's another thing. He was already like he had FU money when he left the first time. It's not like he didn't get paid for those failed movies. He just doesn't have a big career anymore. This is,
Well,
to revive himself and get even more money. With the money he makes off this, he'll produce like small films for the rest of his life to like salvage his reputation as like a very, very serious actor. I think there's a possibility he gives us something completely different. It's not a guarantee, but it's like it's an extent, like it's like 20%.
Yeah, but I'm not willing to bet too much on that 20%.
What if he gives
Yeah.
us exactly Tony Stark with the voice of that terrible Sherlock Holmes character? Like the character's okay, but that voice, he might do something that weird, and no one will stop him.
Yeah, I don't think he's
Will it
going to take it
happen?
too
I don't
seriously either, because he doesn't like the Marvel people.
No,
They
Yeah,
didn't treat him great, and
They killed him off
yeah,
and
as soon as they
so-
could.
how you doing,
Well-
Booger?
Hey, Booger!
Hey, Booker. Hey, Germ, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
And this goes to Teague also. So we've been talking about Robert Downey Jr., but the one person we haven't addressed is Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp's got almost as equal an ego as Downey does. So my question is, what is Johnny Depp going to do about this now that he realizes his buddy is going to be a doctor too? I mean, because we all relate, with Johnny Depp when
They're
being,
not friends.
yeah, Sparrow, but
He ain't gonna do nothing.
Well,
He could give a fuck. He's gonna play guitar and not give a fuck.
Well, and
Yeah,
I'm
he isn't motivated to work. He's just gonna sit at one of his mansions in one of his many classic cars, strumming a guitar, and anytime a Disney exec or a Peacock exec comes by, he's just gonna flip them off and keep playing.
I want to just like an asterisk on that. He won't be working as an actor. I think he's got passion to go prove he can play music. He's playing around with a lot of distinguished people and like building up some decent creds. Like, I think that Johnny Depp has a real desire to go out there and prove he can play music. He might work at that, but he's not going to act, is my opinion.
Does he have a singing voice to back it up or not?
No, he plays
Johnny
the
Depp-
guitar. He plays the
Yeah.
guitar with a lot of skill.
Well, he sings pretty good too. I mean, he sings with Alice Cooper. I think that says something.
I've never heard him sing.
Oh.
I'm singing
Yeah,
Crybaby.
Robert Downey Jr.
Vampire?
before Iron Man or
Robert
John
Downey
Travolta
Jr. can
after
sing.
Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, I would say that's a fair enough comparison. Except this is more like after like Get Shorty for Travolta. It's like the second comeback's now like starting to flame out. The second comeback flamed out. He has to start over. Like both of them are in like it's hard to judge. Like on paper, they both command a huge salary. But like, can they deliver that in value? And what was the last John Travolta movie
Exactly,
anyway? What was the
That's a
last
good
John
point.
Travolta movie anyway? Hairspray?
No. I don't know, but I heard one where he plays a certain disabled character, and he's a huge fan of a certain rock star, and then the rock star treats him like crap and all that movie.
He's filthy rich. He works to keep himself out there and takes like more artistic bent projects, hoping that like Quentin Tarantino will call him back, and Quentin might.
Yeah, and just to bounce off yours and Germ's idea, Robert Downey Jr. He knows that Marvel's desperate after all the flops they're doing, and just like what either of you said, he has all the cards on him. Because he knows that Marvel is so desperate to get him back, because that's the only big name, or one of the big names that agreed to this. And if he knows where to push and pull against them or with them, he can get more money for his role, no matter what. Because he knows Marvel is so desperate for his Iron Man or Iron Man type of character.
Awesome actor Robert Downey Jr. I think is a pretty goddamn woke weirdo, and he'll be right at home there with those guys doing whatever they say. And if they tell him to wreck that character, he'll wreck that character. And if they tell him to go back and wreck Iron Man, he will. But maybe, just maybe, a lesson has been learned, and they'll try to use him well. But resurrecting like Iron Man 1, like if this Doctor Doom just kills Echo, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Ironheart, like we'll love them already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then the huge
That could help.
vocal minority will cry over the air and say, "Cancel Iron Man, cancel Doctor Doom, cancel Robert Downey Jr. for doing all that shit."
No, because the people who control the canceled brigade are actually the ones sending him to do it, so that won't happen, right? He's doing it on behalf of Disney, and they'll make it all about like white or orange guy bad stuff. We all know that. Woke. Remember the first thing I said. Good actor Robert Downey Jr. is a woke weirdo. He's gonna be right at home with those motherfuckers. Am I wrong, guys?
Well, he definitely is a weirdo. I don't know how woke he is.
oh, that's I think
He
that's another
demanded
mistake.
Gwyneth Paltrow be in all those movies. He's pretty woke.
Well, he's pretty
I think he's
eccentric
trying to
too.
sleep with Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, he's off drugs. Why would anyone want to do that?
No, I said he's pretty
I
eccentric.
don't know. Yeah. The drugs did their damage, and if he's in that state of mind, he still wants to sleep with her.
He's as crazy as Jack Black.
I do have a genuine question for both you and Germ. Can Robert Downey Jr., if you guys say if everyone's like you say he's such a good actor, can he shake off the Tony Stark character or stigma? Since most of the fans are most of the generation that know him as Tony Stark from all the MCU storylines and all those movies that came out that made billions of dollars and millions of dollars. Do you think they'll able to detach the actor with the face of Iron Man if he does another movie project or any of that? Do you think they'll be able to detach, or do you think Robert Downey Jr. will be stuck as Iron Man or Tony Stark, since that's what the so-called newest generation that's used to him like that? Do you think they're able to?
If he gets something good, he can easily make people forget about Iron Man. But the likelihood of him getting something good from Marvel, almost non-existent.
And Germ, I just wanted to say,
why don't you take over, Mike?
Oh, I'm sorry, Teak. I'm not. It's real quick. Promise. What I want to say, Teak, and Germ, is that when he does return as Doctor Doom. Here's the other question I've got. I think Fantastic Four has gone through 4 or 5 reincarnations, like different casts, right, over the years. And my question is, so coming back as Doom, what do you do with the Fantastic Four? Who in the hell's going to be playing those roles? Because people are tired.
They already got at least Mr. Fantastic. I believe they have the Invisible Woman cast as well, didn't they?
Fantastic, I know, but I'm not sure about.
Do we have
Pedro Pascal is a lock for Reed Richards. Who was it they had? They either were close to signing or they did sign someone for Sue Storm. I forget who it was.
Hey, Germ, are we at triple-digit concurrence yet?
Very close.
Tell your friends about us. We want to go to 100.
Yeah, share, subscribe. We need, I believe, 4 more people.
And notification bell.
And Burger. And I do think I forgot the Sherlock Holmes steampunk movies of the late I'm not sure what you call the latter half of the 21st century, 2009 to 2013, when those movies came out. Yeah, those movies were good, but it's been 10 plus years since the last one came out. So if the movies don't come out frequently, we'll forget about them real fast. So the Sherlock Holmes
Your generation, 15, yes,
are very forgettable, since it's been so long since the last time we've seen those.
He's got Academy Awards in the 20th century. People, there's going to be different people who see him different ways. There's movies that he kicked ass in that you've never even heard of.
Well, I know that, Tig, but I'm just saying I'm answering Burger's question about the steampunk movies he was in other words.
Yeah.
That yes.
Four
most of
no, I
more
the
people
wasn't.
to
people-
reach
I
100 concurrents.
I was not
Women.
taking exception to anything you were saying, Sis. Then
and I know that
So,
I know it's been
Share out the
another.
stream, every platform you got. Just a few
Yeah,
more
I
people,
guess-
and we'll hit a
I-
huge record.
and then Jerem gets to have a great screenshot. So and then let's see. This is really just a weird fucking Fantastic Four. And what are they going to do? Reprise a joke we saw in Deadpool with Chris Evans? I saw the joke already, right? I mean, anyone else?
Yeah.
Are we talking about John Krasinski, the guy from The Office? Is that the Krasinski he's talking about?
Uh,
Yeah.
Damn thing
Yeah,
changed.
you're welcome, Booger. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Krasinski, but then Pedro's the fifth one. Yeah, Pedro Pascal, right? That's the one you were talking about, Jern. Yeah. Hey, Omnicast, how you doing?
Mikey, are you talking about the
Hey,
low budget
Omni.
one that came out in the 90s or the 80s or whenever the very low budget one came out?
Okay, there was a very low budget Fantastic Four that Roger Corman directed way back in I think it was the late 80s, early 90s. And then they had three other what I like to call reincarnations of it. I think the most recent one had the guy who was also in you know, Wakanda Forever, or before that, the Black Panther movie. So yeah, not the one we're thinking of that died, but the other one. So I don't remember his name right offhand, but yeah, that was the other one that had him in the fourth cast of Fantastic Four. So yeah. Oh yes, that's right. Okay, yes. Thank you, Booger. Yeah. Thanks, Omni. Mikey too, the perfect meat. Yes, thank you, Omni.
Yeah, and for all your people that are older than me, I have heard of that movie because I've seen YouTubers actually done reviews of that first Fantastic movie that came out in the 80s or 90s. I watched
I think it's
reviews of that movie.
1991.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's the later 90, what was it, 98, 99? Had Chris
Am I the only
Evans.
one who? Am I the only one who thinks that the people in that first Fantastic Four movie, they were pretty sure that they were going to get a reshoot or something? Like, they put in their heart and souls of those performances in that not so high budget movie. Like the cast was trying.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure
Well-
they told all sorts of lies, including that, yeah, this paycheck will actually clear.
Yeah. But you know what? Teague would agree with me. I think the actor who played
Don't speak on my behalf.
the Thing from The Shield, yeah, I mean, yeah, he was great. I liked him as the Thing. I thought he was probably the best Thing, out of all the cast, different ones.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, he doesn't really have a lot of competition in that because you have
Yeah, definitely
Fan
not.
4 stick.
Yeah,
right.
and beyond. What is her name that played the Miss Invisible one from the Chris Evans ones?
Listen, those movies were so bad. Sorry,
well,
Go ahead.
she was there for eye candy mainly. She was there for.
she was
Oh, yeah.
invisible.
Jessica
Those
Alba.
movies were
Oh, yeah. Her Salba's cool though. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
good.
Hey, Jessica Alba as eye candy is perfect casting.
But they
Yes.
made her invisible. That's the one person you don't want to be invisible. They made her
Yeah.
invisible. They had
But when
I
she
guess a-
isn't invisible,
Oh, no, she's hot.
Blue skin tight
she looks great.
spandex.
Look, I don't have a problem with her casting as Sue Storm. I have a problem with the people who had a problem with her being cast as Sue Storm. And I also had a problem with the people who fucked up that second movie, which had some potential with the refusal to allow her. Do you really think she's going to be the Invisible Girl? I mean, that character is going to have a new name, and she's going to be the leader. She won't be white or blonde, or even Latino is probably maybe we can hope for that. I don't know.
At this point, I'll be surprised if it isn't BIPOC trans.
dude, after that goddamn J.J. Abrams Batman we saw with fucking incompetent Matt Reeves helping him destroy Batman, female fucking Penguin, and their excuses there are no good female Batman villains, and like only like 5 people come to mind right away as soon as you hear female Batman villains like Poison Ivy, Catwoman, fucking all these. They're so like you rattle them off.
Yeah, well, Tiga, we both thought that Pattinson did a pretty decent Batman this last time. I kind of wish they could have done without
Fuck no.
Catwoman, but
Stop speaking on my behalf.
Pattinson did not do a decent Batman.
He
was
said
crackhead Batman.
Yeah, I never said that.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
we didn't mind him.
You've made a couple of statements on my behalf. I'd ask you stop doing that, please.
Okay.
Oh my.
Pattinson, I don't think anyone. I don't know how anyone could justify that worthless little crackhead as Bruce Wayne or Batman.
You know what, Germ? I'm with you, and I feel like there's like a cut piece of the movie where they were like, what do you call it? Like, like Bruce, you've got to get off the heroin, and he's like, heroin? No, it's just part of the way I throw people off from knowing I'm Batman. I'm like, oh, that's really clever. It's like, yeah. I'm not really on heroin. I just pretend to be, and I do like a secret.
That would have
people
who
to be Oscar. It would have at least explained why he looked like. Because if you're looking to fool the press, that would have been like a good thing. And I also like, are you with me? I scoff at people who say, oh, but he was a good detective. That means if we take the George Clooney one and we have him look through like binoculars twice for like two straight minutes into the distance, take him away from his eyes, show something he's reacting to, have him stoically without changing his expression, put them back to his eyes, and then cut back to what he's looking to and do that for 10 minutes. Is that going to save Batman and Robin? I mean, get the fuck out of here. He was a detective. Yeah. I mean, I agree to an extent, but that doesn't make it a good movie. That movie sucked.
What they did in the Batman, they basically stole a mechanic from the Arkham City games. That's all they did.
Yeah, I would say the Batman
played any of Arkham City. You could sniff that out in 2 seconds, and you realize that movie was complete and utter shit.
Yeah,
the game is great.
Yeah, the games are great.
And I would say this: I have seen Batman and Robin plenty of times as a kid. It's a guilty pleasure. It's a bad cheesy movie. It is. It's a bad cheesy movie.
Better than Batman vs Superman, though, because it at least succeeds in getting across that Gotham City looks a certain way, which Zack Snyder couldn't do. You couldn't tell if you're in Gotham or Metropolis, 2 cities with like 80 to 90-year cinematic histories.
Yeah. Oh, you're in Chicago. That's what you saw.
But I mean, he didn't even go to a cool part of Chicago, bro. He went to like the most bland, like when Batman drives from one city to the other, he just drives past like the most boring, brutalist architecture. It could have been absolutely anywhere. I think it was Minnesota, to be honest. I think that part was like he filmed it near his house later or something. It was so boring. Those cities were so boring.
Yeah, but
Boomer, I'm sorry, my state Porsche.
Boomer, you were right until Pattinson Batman. Clooney is freaking fantastic Batman compared to crackhead Batman.
You feel bad for Clooney even in the real time because it was like you could see the story's bad. You could see that George Clooney like realizes like it's just a payday even that early in his career, and he's playing it with the proper approach. And we knew that movie was in trouble when Alicia Silverstone showed up because she had a 3-movie like complete control contract. The first movie blew up. The second movie's excess baggage. That one like, and I mean I don't mean blew up in a good way. Like all 3 movies horribly fail. The Crush does okay, but that's not the movie she gets to decide with. Her choice movies crashed, and they made her Batgirl, and we all know like she just wasn't looking right for that role.
I gotta say, for George Clooney in that movie, he played a okay to good Bruce Wayne, but to a Batman, no way. He did not play a good Batman.
No, he is weak.
He had no chance.
Pretty good.
He had no chance.
Yeah, there's no saving that.
I'm saying as Bruce Wayne,
no one could have saved it.
As Bruce Wayne, George Clooney in that movie, he was okay to good.
He was passable,
Bruce Wayne,
yeah.
As Batman,
I'm with you on that.
But as Batman, no way. someone else had to play the Batman part.
Yeah, they really overstuffed those movies.
Tim though.
First two, the first two with Jesus, what's his? I can't remember.
Michael
his name.
Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, directed by Edward Scissorhands guy.
Tim Burton.
Yeah,
Tim
Tim Burton. Those two are great movies.
They are.
Cinema classics. The other two
even Danny
drop
DeVito
off a
playing
cliff.
Penguin is fucking awesome. So you know whatever.
And why I don't agree with them making a new Joker movie, Omni, I can see where it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be a musical.
Not 100% musical, I don't think. Boomer like Pattinson. You're the first person I've heard say that seriously, Boomer.
Tell me, was Pattinson a very
No,
divisive choice
couple
to play
girls said it to
Batman
me.
slash Bruce Wayne, or did the fan base say, nah, he's not good? Was there universal?
He's sparkly vampire Batman.
Well, if you look past the Twilight influence on him, past those movies, does he play at least? Well, I haven't seen the movie, but does he play a okay Bruce Wayne slash Batman or something? An okay Bruce Wayne?
He comes off like a crack addict
As Bruce Wayne.
And as for the Batman part, you can barely tell it's him in the freaking suit at all.
Well, the question is,
90% of the time, it's the stuntman in there, even if it's not an action shot.
yeah, I would say this. Pattinson, he's gonna be stung with that Twilight Saga movie franchise for the rest of his life. He is,
and he deserves it.
Well, to him, it was just a paycheck, and hopefully to get famous. That's why. And now he's famous for all the wrong reasons. Now, though.
Yeah, he's Boomer. He was fucked up in the head, but not crack addict fucked up.
Yeah, and you have to sort of differentiate the Bruce Wayne and Batman, because they have two. Bruce Wayne is kind of a mask for Batman, and Batman's a mask for Bruce Wayne. They're masks for each other. You gotta learn how to play the duality of the characters so well.
And only the first two really pulled that off in any real way.
When Hollywood sends us,
was Val Kilmer with pointy ears,
viable.
Clooney with pointy ears.
Val Kilmer was a little more viable, and that movie was a little less out over like into like just insanity than the other ones. But yeah, when Hollywood sends us their Batman, they're not sending their best anymore. They're not sending Adam West. They're not sending Michael Keaton. They're not sending us even Val Kilmer. They're not sending us Christian Bale. They're sending us Ben Affleck. They're sending us Robert Pattinson. They're making Bruce Wayne an alcoholic. They're making him a drug addict. He's an unenviable wimp that anyone could beat the fuck out of. It's just not cool. And then the last iteration of Batman we saw from J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, that Batman fucking sucked. And he casually kills somebody in like the first episode, like 20 minutes in. The first thing he does is he's the only person run in by the cops and just offers Montoya cash. I guess she needs it for donuts. Montoya is now the lead detective out of that group. Junior Detective Bullock, we see him here and there. That was the worst iteration of Batman ever. He called Alfred Pennyworth. He was a dick because he was a capitalist. Harley Quinn was like morally superior to him in that episode. That was the worst.
And I gotta say, for Ben Affleck as Batman, while seeing a photo of him, I cannot buy him as Batman at all. That took me out of that damn movie. I haven't seen the movie, but that took me out of that damn moment as in Batman or Bruce
He's
Wayne.
not really.
I do not.
He's
I do
not
not see
actually
him
the
as Batman at
problem.
all. I
He's
do
not really
see
the
him as
problem.
Batman.
You still probably won't see him as Batman after the movies, but like you won't really be blaming him after you see how it went wrong. He tried, in my opinion. Like he was a worthy Bruce Wayne. He just never got the part right. It was the same thing that happened to Henry Cavill.
Yeah. The whole Warner Brothers DCU was a failure from start to finish. My friends and I were not happy when Adam West show came out. Too campy, though it did grow on you after a while. Well, Boomer,
it was definitely
say
damaging.
I don't think anyone on
to
this panel was alive when that came out. Maybe Mike.
Alive. Not alive, but it was a regular staple on TV until the new Batman movie came out.
Yeah, I gotta say for the DCEU and the Man of Steel movie, I did not. I found the movie first time watching it was okay, but then after a while, while watching it a few more times, I actually disliked that movie because of the darker tone as Superman. And true, Superman is the DCU is a darker universe because you have darker characters like Batman and all that. But
yeah,
right. But they have even Michael Bay running it.
Yeah, but
and
they
have even
that.
DC
Yeah, that's
is
a
not
problem.
a dark universe. Batman is a dark character, but the core of that universe is Superman and Wonder Woman. They are shining beacons of hope for the entire DC universe. They're supposed to be a step above normal mortals, and they just brought them into the mud with Batman.
They were so
Completely
far below an average person. It was Murder Man, and like they didn't even speak Wonder Woman's name ever. The only time we have her referred to as Wonder Woman is when we see the file in Lex Luthor's fucking computer.
I gotta say, yeah, Man of Steel, that was not my Superman. And I grew up with Superman and with some of the cartoons I seen growing up, and I doing the online version of watching his cartoons. Superman is more of a somewhat optimistic guy, but he also has a tad of realism to his optimism viewpoint to not make him over the top with optimism. He's more of a what's the word I'm looking for? He's not a full-on naive optimist. What do you call an optimist that
has a realistic optimist?
Yeah.
He also has a far less evil opponent, like Lex Luthor in Batman. It's in the Superman animated series. Like him and Soup have a talk, and he's like, "Come on, Superman, face it. You don't really hate me. I employ a third of the city, and I pay them a third more than their bosses do. I have designed the transportation system, and it's really efficient." And like he's done all these flexes with his money to show off that he's a good guy that inadvertently have helped people, and Superman kind of has to like consider that. The Joker's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's the same psychopath he is across most media until they got to the Batman animated series.
And that's sort of the point because the Joker
early 2000s one that I did not like that one.
I would say is the Joker is the antithesis of Batman, and Batman and the Joker and the Batman have a nice dynamic because the Batman it's all about solving puzzles and solving mysteries and about order. Remember, the Joker is all about anarchy and causing problems no matter what to Batman. They make the perfect duo.
Remember, though, they weren't co-created. They just ended up being owned by the same people. So you have to cross them over. So you've got basically Optimism Man and Cynical Man. And it's just like, the problem is if Optimism Man goes too dark, he's the Punisher. And if he's not cynical enough, it's not good for that character. Like, a fully redeemed Batman has to be like 50 years old with like 4 movies behind him where he's accomplished things and lost things and feel okay about life. The closest they came was that last Nolan movie, and that was still a little early.
Yeah, like Booger was saying that he wasn't that dark, well, DCEU type dark until Dark Knight Returns, which they went damn near to Punisher levels on. But he is always a bit cynical and always a bit more hardcore than Superman would consider.
Yeah, and in many ways, Batman and Superman are foils for each other, aren't they?
Hey, Germ, I gotta get going.
Okay.
Great to see you, girl.
You're setting up the watch party?
Yeah, it's already set up. I just gotta hit go live.
Okay. Make sure to drop the link in the chat.
Oh, that means I have to go. I have to get a YouTube here.
All right. Well, Germ,
Hey, Suzanne.
you were
500
trying to.
Quatloos says Gorilla doesn't stay
Yeah,
awake
what's
for
up?
half his stream.
Well,
Hey, these are only half-an-hour episodes, so I can quit. I can stop it whenever I feel like it.
Germ.
Justified or the Waltons?
Different.
No, it's that cringe stock there.
Oh, okay.
And we hit 100. Thank you, everybody.
All
Yes.
right. Thank you all so very much. Give yourselves a
Yeah.
hand. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. And we really thank Critically Thinking and Drinking for super boosting this stream. I'm Admiral Teague. And if you want, follow me and repost the stream. Thanks for coming by the Resolute Germs Nerd Night Roundtable. We're all YouTubers. We make different stuff. Germ and I are friends. I'm here with other people we know, including like Sci-Fi Sith-Den, Gorilla, our pal Duke Shepard, aka the Commodore, and Mikey.
Yeah. So there's
Back
the
to our
link.
host.
So we're watching Border Town tonight.
All right, and just to ask this before we all lose track, or I do at least. What exactly were you trying to say, Resolute Germ, before Gorilla gave the timestamp for him to leave or set up his other live stream? What exactly were you trying to say
I was
to
just
me?
saying thanks to everybody for 100 concurrents across all 5 streams that we're doing.
Thanks,
no,
guys.
No, I was talking a few minutes ago when I was talking about how Superman and Batman are somewhat foils of each other. In other words, you were about to say something before Gorilla sort of interrupted us.
I wouldn't say they're exactly foils, but Batman is more an anchor for Superman to keep him more grounded on the human level. That all his idealism is great since he's a demigod, but everyone else has to deal in the real world.
Yeah, and Batman shows Superman that, or Superman shows Batman that you can be optimistic, try to see the good side of people without being a total cynic about it.
And that humans are as dangerous, if not more, than any Kryptonian if they want to be.
Yeah.
At the core of all
guys
sci-fi.
like Lex Luthor, even Apocalypse, the one person Superman is most afraid of is freaking Batman.
Yeah, even though Superman can kill him in a second, but he doesn't because he respects Batman so much.
No, he would never. Well, he would. Batman doesn't kill, which is why the J.J. Abrams thing is so ridiculous. Now, the Batman doesn't kill thing. There's like a level. If you're trying to like off some kid or something like that, right? And like Batman has to get from like point A to point B to stop you, and like your henchmen get in the way. Batman may knock them out of the way that sends him falling thousands of floors or hundreds of millions of feet. He doesn't care if he throws you into the sun to get you out of the way to save the innocent person. In that way, like Batman can get a kill in here and there without being a douchebag. But if Superman kills people, really, like he starts becoming the worst. Like he's Homelander, and Zack Snyder's Superman was Homelander. That was not even satire by the time we saw it. That's straight up Homelander. Go ahead.
I don't think you sort of misinterpreted the first part I was saying, but then but you sort of turned yourself around to what I was trying to say towards the latter half of your statement. What I was originally saying was that if Superman wanted to kill Batman, he could just do it with a snap of his fingers, basically. But he doesn't because he respects Batman to a large extent because he knows that if he tries anything, Batman will always have a backup plan to kill him or incapacitate him.
You're right about that, but I would say this: he also like would not kill me or you or Lex Luthor, and he hates Lex Luthor. So I mean, he's not going to kill Batman because he just Superman has a real low body count, and usually they try to make it an act like something like he can't stop. Like usually people get themselves killed, like not relenting on Superman, and then Superman's like all fucked up about it. Like Superman, when done properly, is not mass collateral damage, man, like you people have seen for your whole lives. Like if you're only like 25 years old, like when you were 10 years old, you got mass collateral damage, man. And he's been fucking asshole. He never saved anybody in your life that you saw in a movie that was released while you were alive. He only saves Lois over and over and over. He's such a fucking creepy stalker that his girlfriend gets tossed off a roof, and like he's so focused on her that hours later when they kidnap his mom, he's not aware of that. What a fucking loser.
Do Darkest Night as a movie. That is Bruce Wayne getting Aban Sur's ring when the ship crashed in Wayne Manor.
Now there's been a debate among fans and all that. Would the will ring fit Batman more, or would the fear ring fit more for Batman, given on what he works with?
Pass.
Yeah, it's sort of a toss-up.
Yeah, because Batman uses fear as a weapon against his enemies, but he also has strong willpower to basically power through whatever is up against him. That's strong will too, though.
Yeah. But he's already probably a step above any Yellow or Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Like
But-
Superman is cognizant of the fact that if Batman really wanted to, he could possibly kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's only like 97% sure that if on a whim he tried to kill Batman, that Batman wouldn't figure out some way to completely annihilate him.
Well, I think he's 100% sure the first engagement would be a failure because Batman would manage to escape. You know, Superman, if Superman has to fight Batman, like Batman's the master tactician, but Superman's like genius intellect. So I think Superman would realize that he's only going to fight Batman to a draw in the first encounter because that's how it always goes, right? And then like Batman will come back and do like a probing attack to try to develop some sort of technology, and then he'll come back with his anti-fucking Superman armor. Like that was like the one thing Zack Snyder understood.
I would say this, that if by some miracle Batman is able to survive the first attack by Superman, he probably would have something in his utility belt or something in his mouth already preset in case Superman turns on when he crushes it, and then that releases basically kryptonite gas that immobilizes Superman if he tries to attack him directly.
We did see people having some fun with that.
Yeah.
We did see people having a little bit of fun with that in BVS, but like the Superman like kryptonite fart gas, like it lasted like 20 seconds, during which Batman mostly gloats. Like that fight is so dumb.
Well, if I was Batman, I would just use the gas, then do as hard as I could, right upper hook towards Batman's
I would just
lower jaw and hit him as hard as I can and knock him out.
Quite honestly, I would have like with the amount of that metal that he had, I would have fucking like 6 rounds in a revolver and a fucking knife. I'd soften him up, like gat him down with like 6 to the chest, and then I just like go right at him with the knife.
So,
hey, Germ, can I ask you a question? I'm sorry, Dan, just for a sec. Germ, when did Batman come up with a contingency plan to stop Superman? Now, was that during the Zack Snyder universe, or was that actually in the animated originally?
It's outside. Yeah, it's removed from the continuity, right? That's Nightmare World only.
Yeah.
He has in the comics at some point, I believe it was the late 80s or early 90s, that they originally started toying with the idea that Batman had countermeasures for every member of the Justice League, including Superman.
Right.
And Zack Snyder. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and Mikey, and you have to sort of remember, Batman is a super detective, and he's largely paranoid about everyone and everything, and he wants to be in control of everything, or to have an advantage over whoever he's against, rather be a supervillain, superhero, or a common criminal. He wants to be prepared for any contingency, no matter what. So he plans fanatically and basically almost to the nth degree about any contingency plan against anyone that goes up
He had a
against him.
plan for poison balloons. He
Well,
had a
don't
special
forget
jet
that
in case people had poison balloons.
Yeah, don't forget that Batman is to me he's the ultimate OCD detective, right? So you said he's a detective, which is true. So if he's so
I wouldn't say
OCD,
OCD. I'd say he's more of a sociopath.
okay, sociopath. But whatever the malady he suffers from, he's got to be on top. He knows that. He's got to be the leader. I mean, you know what the snack, Zack Snyder tried with Wonder Woman. Now Wonder Woman can lead a bunch of her Amazonian women on their Themyscira, but she can't lead men. That's not her job. That's not what she's supposed to do. Batman is supposed to be the guy. He's the human, but he's also the smartest human probably on the planet, and he's the only one that knows he can stop aliens if he knows their backgrounds. So for sure, I mean that's why Batman's got to do it. There's no other person that can do it. So
Well,
Well, he's
Mikey,
not exactly the general type.
well,
He
Mikey,
leaves that to Superman and Wonder Woman to be at the head and rally the morale of basically everybody. He's the one whispering in their ear, telling them, "This is how you beat Doomsday. Or this is how you take out the invasion from Apocalypse, or whatever the threat is."
I just totally
yeah.
forgot what I was gonna say to Mikey.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. I would say Superman and Batman are like the co-leaders of the Justice League. Superman's more like the figurehead that leads from the front line. Batman's more of the strategic thinker and strategist and tactician when it comes to things for the Justice League. He plans for everything or whatever tactic they're up against. He's like the planner for everything.
He's the logistics.
Yeah. So Superman, and if you want to count Wonder Woman as a general too, Superman and Wonder Woman will lead from the front, and Batman is there as the planner, basically the armchair general in the back of the battlefield, planning everything out, making sure everything is going well, and that's how he is usually. Batman is.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to wrap it up there because Gorilla's gonna be starting to stream in a minute. So, Jim, if you want to start off, shout out what you're gonna be doing.
Well, next Monday we're launching a Star Trek fan film. Just like Dan there, I can't remember, but I'm older than him. But the brain just kind of goes. Boone and Shepard talks. Yeah, you guys seen the trailer already? If you haven't, check out the trailer. It's good. It's a long one. It's about 30 minutes long. Just keep watching Commodore Productions. Never know what you're going to see. And thank you very much.
Okay, Mikey, what you got coming up in the next week or so?
Okay, well, tomorrow night I'm doing a special, another what we call Night Owls chat with Miss Raquel SSG 2211 and Moira Kitty, and also Milton Knowles, the Insane Witch King. It's a good cat. It's a good bunch of panelists that we talk about just about anything. Same as here. Um, so that's Friday, and then I always play Jeff Nerdy on Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, with Jeff Franklin and John DeMarco. Next week, I'm taking the week off because I've already got. You'll see it over there at Mikey's Who's For. We've already got September 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th all covered, all set up, including hopefully bringing back Deadpool and Wolverine review that we missed on August 15th. So on behalf of everyone that waited for that, and I apologize profusely for uh, letting you guys know kind of late that my computer at that time like did a stupid thing and brought it down. But anyway, that's all reset now. Everything is there. And like I said, that'll be for 11 p.m. on Friday, September 6th. And we've already got a couple panelists already set up for that. So, and of course, like here, it's always subscribers only. So make sure you're at least subscribed for a certain amount of time. And, if you want to join our panel or become a part of the chat and everything. So, that's what we got set up. And of course, like every Monday through Thursday, starting September 2nd, we'll be doing 2 episodes of each show we've got going on right now. Red Dwarf, of course, to start the Monday off. Then Tuesday is Secrets of Isis. Wednesday is The Greatest American Hero. And finally, Thursday is The A-Team. We're on season 2 right now of both Hero and A-Team. So, yeah, got a lot.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good, Mikey. Dan, go ahead.
I'll try to make this as quickly as possible. Hello, everyone, on the panel, in the chat, or that know me or don't know me. Sci-Fi Sith Dan here. I usually cover different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I do crossovers on my YouTube channel, among other things. Just type in my subtitle over my avatar. It's the same as my YouTube channel. Type that up, it should come up. And I do Transformers Prime TV show reviews on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific time. I do my live streams on Saturday afternoons, 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. I try to upload a new video on YouTube every Monday or Tuesday, or earlier maybe Sunday, depending on what the schedule is. Beyond that, that's all I have to say about my promotion. I'll turn it over to Resolute Term because I know we're killing enough time here on his channel to delay Gorilla with any longer stuff.
Okay, Tig, what do you have coming up?
Can you post my link into the chat, and I'll just ask everyone if you could tune in to me on Saturday night, 9:30 U.S. Eastern Standard Time. I will be reviewing the next episode of Enterprise Civilization. We're working on some special guests, but we have a great panel. The world of YouTube, the special guests. It's like a game of Ukrainian roulette. But you know what? We have a great panel, and we'll be delivering you Civilization. And you can check out the upload from the last Saving Star Trek on Saturday night. We did Breaking the Ice from Enterprise. Germ's with me on that one, and we distilled that one down. We distilled the entire show down to an hour, so it's pretty good. It's like a nice hit of Star Trek crack to start your day. Check it out. It's in the chat, and I'm going to post it on the X. And thanks to all the people who are here on X and Critically Thinking and Drinking for that mega boost. Whoa, 100 concurrents.
Yeah, I think we topped out at 102 at one point, but yeah, thanks to everyone who came by, especially like Critically Thinking and Drinking for that huge boost. And we'll be back on Saturday morning for Saturday morning cartoons. We have a poll in the community tab right now to see what cartoon we watch. Beetlejuice is winning at the moment, but we also have The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and The Legends of Zelda. So you can vote through to tomorrow night. I'll announce the winner at the end of Gorilla's Walton stream. And then after that, we got next week, we'll have Sci-Fi Cinema on Tuesday night with Andromeda and another Nerd Night panel next Thursday. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and go Red Gorilla's stream. Take care, everybody.
Have a good night.